You can see someone's true character in just 7 seconds. Sounds crazy, right? But your brain falls for it every single day, without you even realizing it. Psychologists call this a micro moment, and these moments have the power to shatter even the most well-guarded mask, revealing the true character of someone you thought you knew for years. Think about it for a second. Have you ever considered the possibility that the person looking at you with the warmest, most sincere smile is, in that exact moment, looking down on you from a corner of their mind? Or that the person you trust most, the one you cherish, is actually just using you as a stepping stone on their own path? I'm sure you remember that feeling. Picture it in your mind. That gut-wrenching moment when time stands still. The moment you realized, after just a single condescending sentence or a brief, ice-cold stare, that you've been completely wrong about someone you had trusted with all your heart for months or even years. If you know this painful feeling, know that you're not alone, and by the end of this video, you will have the internal radar you need to never feel that way again. Because today I'm going to give you a superpower that can't be bought with money or status. The ability to see behind the carefully constructed masks people wear. And to do this, you don't need complex analysis. You just need to pay attention to two, yes, just two details that seem invisible, but in reality reveal everything. As you're reading these lines, has someone already started to come to mind? First, we have to ask ourselves the critical question, why do we get it wrong so often? Why do we let our guard down so easily in the face of a charismatic presence, an impressive title, or a brilliant smile? It's all because of a trick your brain plays on you. A shortcut designed to protect us, but one that often misleads, the halo effect. This is the mental shortcut where a single positive trait in a person, like their physical appearance, their unshakable confidence, or their prestigious job, spreads like a bright halo over all their other traits, causing us to see everything about them in a positive light. So, how powerful is this effect really? Is it just an idea, or is it a proven fact? In a famous psychology study, participants were told the details of an identical crime. The scenarios were exactly the same. There was only one difference: the photos of the supposed criminals they were shown. The result? It's chilling. The more attractive defendants, despite having committed the exact same crime as the others, were consistently and statistically given significantly lighter sentences. Imagine all the sound in the room suddenly cutting out. It's that simple. Your brain whispers, "What is beautiful is good," and you believe it without question. Scary, right? This effect doesn't just shape courtroom outcomes, it shapes our subconscious in job interviews, in our social circles, and even in the political arenas that determine who we choose to lead. That's precisely why our two tests today are designed to push aside that dazzling halo and see the raw, unfiltered character that hides in the shadows. The first revelation, the invisible people test. The first and most ruthless test of character is this. Observe how a person treats those from whom they have absolutely nothing to gain, no status, no profit, nothing. Did it ever occur to you that a simple coffee order could actually be a litmus test for a person's entire character? These people might be right in front of your eyes, but most of the time they're invisible, and that's what makes them special. Because how you see them says everything about you. The janitor cleaning the office corridors late at night, the cashier at the grocery store, the customer service representative patiently listening on the phone, the delivery driver rushing to their next stop. These people can't offer a promotion, a business deal, or any social benefit. And that is exactly why the interaction is so pure, so real. Now, I want you to focus all your attention on this. Close your eyes and picture that always stylish, always confident executive. Let's give him a name. David. Sound familiar? In meetings, David dazzles everyone. His ideas are brilliant, his jokes are perfectly timed, he's a favorite of upper management. Watching him, you think to yourself, now that is a successful person. But now, the scene changes. You're at a fancy restaurant. David is giving a fantastic presentation to an important client. Everything is going perfectly. The waiter, while refilling the water glasses, has a trembling hand, and a single drop of water lands on David's expensive-looking watch. Just one drop. And in that moment, it's as if all the sound in the room instantly vanished. Time slows down. A momentary, ice-cold silence falls. The sincere, professional smile on David's face instantly freezes. A look of ice-cold disdain flashes in his eyes. He turns not to the client, but to the waiter, and the words that escape his lips are cold and sharp. Watch what you're doing. And just like that, the mask slips. That 5-second silence said more than his 5 years of brilliant career presentations. Because you saw that his respect is conditional. You understood that for him, respect is not a virtue, but a tool. In that moment, you realize that for David, the waiter wasn't a person who made a mistake, but an annoying glitch. Remember, the person who treats the waiter as unimportant today will do the same to you tomorrow when you no longer offer them any benefit. This isn't a guess. It's one of the most fundamental laws of human character. The second revelation, the chaos moment test. If the first test measures a person's empathy, the second test measures the resilience of their soul. This test isn't about how they treat others. It's about how they handle themselves when life isn't fair to them, when they lose control. I want to tell you something more personal. To be honest, the first time I ran this test was on myself. For years, I defined myself as a calm, patient person. Until one day I noticed how I furiously yelled at a driver who cut me off in heavy traffic, the words that came out of my mouth. In that moment, I realized that my chaos moment was traffic. And what emerged in that moment wasn't just my anger, but the fragile, uncontrolled part of my character. That realization hurt at first, but then it helped me grow. That's why this test is so powerful and so personal. I call it the chaos moment test. Life happens. Your flight gets cancelled, the internet goes down right before a big presentation, your project file gets corrupted, your coffee order is wrong, your child starts crying right when you're on an important call, you get stranded on the side of the road. In that moment, nothing is in your control. And that's the whole point. When control is taken from you, does your character step up, or do you completely fall apart? Some behavioral psychologists say that a person's initial unthinking reaction in a moment of anger or panic gives more accurate results than years of standard personality tests. Do you know why? Because that reaction isn't planned. It's unfiltered. It is character in its rawest form. When faced with a problem, focus on that person's very first reaction. Do they immediately look for someone to blame? Whose fault is this? This stupid system crashed again. I told you this would happen. Their language is that of a victim. Or maybe they do this. They take a deep breath. They accept the situation for a second, and calming the storm in their mind, they ask the magic question, okay, this is the situation. What do we do now? Character isn't built in the comfort zone. That might be a storefront display. But character is never born there. The person who seeks solutions instead of blame is the person who will fight alongside you, not against you, in the biggest storms of life. Look, this isn't a tool for judgment. This is an internal radar to protect you. This is your time, your energy. Who you open your heart to determines the direction of your life. And these tests are the compass you need on that journey. Now, it's your turn. I have a challenge for you. Maybe this video will be an explanation for a moment you experienced years ago, but still can't talk about. And maybe it will serve as a warning for someone else. When you think about these tests, was there a moment you realized someone's true character? Share that wow moment with us without using names if you prefer. You don't even have to write a lot. Just writing, "I had a David in my life" in the comments is enough. Let's play a little game. If the person who came to mind is still in your life, put a positive sign in the comments. If they are no longer in your life, put a negative sign. Let's see which one is the majority. I'm curious about the results. Send this information to one friend whose character and judgment you truly trust. Let's see what they think. In our next conversation, I'm going to show you how to tell if the person you're dealing with is actually a secret narcissist, with just 3 questions. We'll expose the people who control you while pretending they don't. Get ready. Thank you for your time. Be wise, be brave, and most importantly, take care of yourself and always trust your gut.